Welcome to Nellis Air Force Base, and today you're going to be riding along with me in the Apache AH-64 attack helicopter, also known as the Hunter. Yes, we're flying with the Air Cavalry Squadron today. As you can see, we got live weapons, munitions loaded up on the wing. We got 8 times Hellfire missiles. We got some rockets here under the wing. We got the also powerful gun underneath the canopy there. And oh yeah, I'm looking forward to this flight. We're going to be flying up to the Nellis Test and Bombing Range, just north of Las Vegas. But I was going to finish up our walk around. Everything on the exterior looks good to me. Today will be call sign Air Cavalry 11. So let's go ahead and get inside, and we'll talk to ATC and get our clearance to head to the bombing range. Alright, welcome to our office for today. If you haven't noticed already, this is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and I was going to warn you, you might want to put your headphones on for this video. The sounds in this Apache are amazing. Shout out to Echo 19 for the custom sound set in the Apache. Anyways, let's go ahead and hit the battery and we'll get this thing started up.
Rotor RPM low.
And we'll get the APU. Oh yeah. Alright, we'll shut the door and put on our headphones so we can get a little bit quieter here in the cockpit. It is loud. The sounds are definitely loud. We're gonna need some air protection. Okay, let's go down to the airplane page here. So aircraft page, we can see our engines and our APU and everything like that is there. It also shows that we do have our APU available. Let's bring up our comms over here on the right side, and we'll go to COM 1. We'll go down to our keyboard. 120.9. Enter. There we go. COM 1 is plugged in. 120.9. Nellis clearance. Air Cavalry 11 requesting VFR departure to the range via Creech.
Cavalry 11 cleared out of the Las Vegas class Bravo airspace to Creech. VFR at or below 3500 feet. Departure on 118.12. 5 squawk 5243. Expect runway 21 right.
Copy. We're cleared out of Las Vegas class Bravo airspace to Creech. VFR at or below 3,500 feet. Departure on 118.125. Will squawk 5243. Air Cavalry 11. Okay, clearance is received. Let's start the engines and get on out of here, guys. So very easy to get started up. We'll first make sure our lights are turned on. Standby instrument lights are on. We got our internal lights on. We'll get our formation lights on since we're in a friendly territory, and we'll also get our nav lights set to white. There you go. And all right, for engine start, I'm going to open up the door and starting engine 1. All right, NG is rising. Visual rotation on the rotors. And we'll start engine 2. Again, looking for NG to rise. Now, normally around 23%, we would push the throttle forward here up to flight idle. And I'm noticing that I don't see a way to split the throttles. And also, it doesn't seem to even matter if you do that or not. The engines kind of just spool up to 100%. as soon as you hit engine start. So I don't think that's simulated. So that's an area that I think I would like to see some more realism there, but you know. Alright, we have a good engine start on both engine 1 and 2. We'll go ahead and shut the the main door there. All right, we're ready to go. We'll go ahead and go back to the aircraft page, actually, and flight page, like so. We'll leave this on the engine page. We'll talk more about these screens on our way to the test range. All right, let's see how she flies. So we'll go ahead and release the parking brake and give it a little bit of collective. All right, we're going backwards a little bit. We'll push the side click forward, a little bit more power. And we are up. We are up. And oh wow, this is very stable. First thought here is that it is much more kind of smooth and stable than the default Microsoft 24 and Microsoft 2020 aircraft. So it's gonna hover taxiway over to runway 21 for departure. We're a little high for that right now. And I think we can go this way. I'm not a professional at this, so keep that in mind. We do have some good hardware though, so can't use that as an excuse. I'm using the Virpil Apache grip. Looks just like what we see down there in the helicopter itself. I'm gonna land. Nellis Tower, Air Cavalry 1-1, holding short runway 21, ready for departure.
Cavalry 1-1, runway 21 right, winds 180 at 6, clear for takeoff.
Runway 21 right, clear for takeoff. Air Cavalry 1-1. Alright, clear for takeoff. So, it won't take us much. We'll just get lined up on the runway and use the center line to help guide us. And I mean, we're already going to be up here, so you can see the city of Las Vegas there at the end of the runway. One of my favorite Air Force bases to fly in and out of in Microsoft Flight Sim. Alright, here we go.
Altitude low.
Gotta get it more stable than this though. Alright, speed is about 100 knots. That's plenty. And just like a regular aircraft, we'll just climb up, vertical speed. And we'll make a right turn over the C-130s. And probably the Thunderbirds too. And we'll make our way over to Creech Air Force Base area. And then just north of that is where the bombing range is. Which is again just northwest of Las Vegas. But this aircraft's pretty cool. So let's talk about the screens here on the MFDs. So we have two MFDs, of course, and you know I don't normally like to fly military aircraft in Microsoft Flight Sim because they lack a lot of the systems. But you know they have it looks believable. This is one of the first aircraft or helicopters that kind of have screens that look believable to the real thing. So we have our flight page we're on right now for our aircraft page. The TSD page here does not work, sadly. It's actually a pretty important page for the Apache as far as navigation, target acquisition, all kind of stuff like that is done on the TSD, and that is completely inoperable. So you can't click on it. Doesn't do anything. So there really is no GPS in this aircraft, but there is an autopilot.
Over to departure
And so we go to aircraft. Here we have a flight page.
Cavalry 1-1,
We have
contact
fuel
departure
page.
on 118.125.
Over to departure, Air Cavalry 1-1. Switch over to departure.
Air Cavalry 1-1, Las Vegas departure. Good morning, Las Vegas. Altimeter 29.85.
All right, cool. This is really cool. I like doing this with ATC. I'm used to playing DCS with, you know, no ATC, just kind of flying out, but it's pretty cool to do this with ATC on board. So anyways, back to our screens. So we have our aircraft page, our flight page, which is our HUD. We have the fuel page, which will show how much fuel we have in the aircraft and cross feed and things like that. We also have the perf page, which actually is in-op. That doesn't work. We do have the utility page. On the utility page is where you can actually, you know, operate the autopilot. So again, there's no GPS in this helicopter, but there is the autopilot. So you can set a specific heading that you want to fly, a specific speed, a specific altitude, and it'll hold that. Or you can do pitch, you know, hold mode, roll hold mode, and altitude hold mode. Due to my setup right now, I have a non-centering, you know, joystick. So when I set autopilot on, it does some really weird things, and it's not just this plane. I've not, you know, any aircraft that has an autopilot or a forced trim, it doesn't really play friendly with that. So I'm not going to be using the autopilot in today's flight, but you can do that yourself if you want to. So here on the comm page, we have our comm 1 VHF, comm 2. You also have your transponder code on the right, your transponder mode, and your ident. So you can use this aircraft with ATC, as we're doing right now. We're using Say Intentions ATC, which is all AI ATC, but this would also work with VATSIM or IV or whatever. VATSIM popped on. Hold on a second. Forget the VATSIM hopped on. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay, hold on. We're gonna abort landing here at Creech because VATSIM just gave me the ping, and we're gonna have to talk to them. This will be interesting. Flying a military operation on VATSIM. Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. Let's hit them up. All right, let's see how VATSIM responds to this. LA Center, Air Cavalry 116 type Apache, inbound for Creech from the southeast, requesting the ramp.
Cap 116, LA Center, you landing at Creech? Can they understand that? Good.
Affirm.
Cap 116, squawk 2027, and say your aircraft type.
Alright, squawking 2027, aircraft type Apache.
Cap 116, roger. Your radar contact, Skyline 30 miles northwest of Las Vegas, VOR, say altitude.
Altitude 500.
Creech Air Force Base will be at your own risk. Report landing assured.
We'll report when landing. Air Cavalry 116. Alright, so that was interesting. Kind of had to delay my landing so we can kind of figure out what I was actually here doing. So he basically gave us to clearance to land at our own risk. So we'll do that here at Creech Air Force Base, and then we'll contact him again for requests to head to the range, which is basically everything north of here is considered to be the range. So let's go ahead and bring it in for landing and see how we do landing this baby. We're gonna land on the north side of the field.
Southwest 3043, Las Vegas, altimeter 29990 at Bourbon, cleared, ILS Yankee, runway 26 left.
Yeah, let's see how we can do this here.
290 and at Bourbon, cleared, ILS.
I mean, it is a little squirrely, but compared
for Southwest 3043.
compared to like the normal flight sim helicopters, it's much
Los
smoother.
Angeles Center, good evening. Horizon Air 2276,
And I
passing
feel like
the
more-
7500, climbing.
More predictable.
Horizon Air 2276, LA Center, climb and maintain flight level 360.
360, Horizon Air 2276.
Come on. Alright, easy.
Down to
Easy.
1935, LA Center.
Oh, with the butter, I'll take that. We'll hold the brakes down. We do have toe brakes, and we'll hit the parking brakes. We don't keep rolling off. And cool. We made it on the ground. And the reason we landed here in Creech before going to the actual range is because you have to be on the ground to activate the missions that come with this aircraft. So we're going to go to the FCR page. And we're going to actually... Matter of fact, I'm going to do this... Where are we facing? I'm going to face the aircraft from north here. So I'm just going to lift off a little bit. Okay, it's going to spawn missions ahead of us. And I want to make sure that it's that way. I think that's good. So we'll go ahead and go to initialize. So we'll go to the FCR page, right? And then you go to initialize.
Hunter 1-1, this is Guardian Actual. Systems check. Confirm readiness and stand by for orders.
Alright, so mission manager is identifying targets, it's generating targets. Once it's done, it will actually show the targets here on the FCR.
Let me know when you're
Your
back.
mission is live. Once airborne, we'll brief your objectives.
So it's pretty cool. So there's a little voice that actually talks to you and says, hey, you know, your targets are alive. It'll show you where they are. So I go zoom out here, we'll see, hopefully on the FCR. Actually, I don't see them on here. So they must be to our right, I assume. So it's actually showing an arrow here on our screen showing the targets are towards the right. So we'll zoom this all the way out to 40 kilometers. That's the farthest we can see. And we'll go ahead and request takeoff here from ATC one more time. LA Center, Hunter 1-1 type Apache at Creech, requesting VFR departure to the north into the range.
Hunter 011, LA Center, squad 1006.
1006 for Hunter 01.
Hunter 11, read back, correct. Westbound departure approved. Departure from the ramp will be at your own risk. Report airborne.
Departure from the ramp at my own risk. We'll report airborne Hunter 11. Alright, let's go.
Back to 79 LA Center, radar contact.
Let's lift off. Applying power. Ooh, shoot! I didn't have my cyclic centered. Alright, keep her. There we go. Alright, we're up.
Hunter 1-1, wheels up confirmed. Climb to operational altitude and maintain advised heading.
American
Good hunting.
32, Albuquerque Center closed.
Alright, so we got an arrow
Terminate
pointing us to the
exchange.
area of operations, which is this way.
Frequency change for American. You have a good one.
Hunter 1-1, wheels up.
Hunter 1-1,
Hunter 11,
Guardian
radar
active.
contact over
Intel
Creech
confirms
Airport.
5
Stay active.
priority targets in the AO. Neutralize all
Altitude
targets.
300
Authorization
ATO.
to engage with guns,
3000.
rockets, and missiles is confirmed.
Hunter 11, Roger, Nellis altimeter 290. You're clear to operate within the Nevada test and training range. Advise prior to
Altitude
departure
low.
from the range. Frequency change to tactical.
We'll report when we exit the range and frequency change attack. Thank you, Hunter 1-1. That was sick. I ain't gonna hold you guys. Shout out to LA Center, man. He actually made it feel real. That was pretty fire. That was pretty fire. He actually gave us a to tell him when we exit the range and all that. That was fire. Anyways, back to the Apache. So as you can see, it actually gave us some targets, kind of in the range, the area that I don't want to go. The range is all up here, all north. And it wants me to go like that way somewhere. Now there is range that way too. So let's see if we can turn to the right here and see where exactly those targets are. We will see them show up on both our flight display and there it is right there, and on our FCR.
Appreciate we got it.
So it looks like this, I'm gonna be honest with you, that's kind of outside of the range. So I'm gonna actually land and reset those targets and I'll get back with you. Alright, we are airborne again. I went ahead and reset the missions, and you can now see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 targets off our
Hunter
nose.
1-1, Guardian actual. Intel confirms 5 priority targets in the AO. Neutralize all targets. Authorization to engage with
2409,
guns,
contact SoCal
rockets,
approach
and missiles is confirmed.
128.05.
Proceed with caution.
Altitude low.
That's pretty cool. That's really cool. So I can actually select through targets by hitting the select target here. It'll cycle through them. So we'll select the one that's closest to us here on the right. There we go. And you also see that on our flight display. Now we can also, you might have seen this earlier, but you can pop up by clicking in this area. You can pop up the hammocks, I think is what they call it, right? Or the heads. And you can also see on the HUD, in relation to your aircraft, where the target is. And as you get closer, there's no actual button to lock the target. It's automatically locked when you select the target. All you gotta do is fly into range of the target, and this flashing green overlay will change to red. It'll tell you, hey, you're cleared hot, you have a good lock. You press on the trigger, and then you launch your rockets, missile, or guns. And that's basically a very simplified way. I mean, again, this is not a high fidelity simulation of a military aircraft at all, but It's a cool way to kind of simulate it and show it in a way that is pretty immersive, I have to admit. Especially for Microsoft Flight Sim standards, you know.
24,
So I'm assuming this is probably going to be just over the other side of this mountain up here.
We're heading in.
Alright, they say we're cleared hot. Now, is it on the mountain? Let's see. It's got to be on the other side of the mountain. Let me switch back to the FCR page, see how close we are to it. Yeah, we're about to fly right over top of this thing.
Altitude low.
Where is it? Where is he?
Low.
Oh, it's down there. Alright, we got a lock.
Altitude low.
Oh, we're taking fire.
Altitude low.
I don't see it though. Oh my god, we're legit taking fire. You hear that? Oh my god, that's crazy. They actually simulate you getting shot at if you get too close. Yeah, we're taking light fire. I still don't see dude. We're just gonna flip around. Now, as long as the highlight shows red, it's basically impossible to miss. So all you gotta do is wait till it turns red, pull the trigger, and it's a guaranteed kill. So let's see if we can roll in on this guy. Take some fire, we might have taken some damage. Let's see. And
Altitude.
rockets.
Under 1-1, Guardian actual, target destroyed. Good effect.
Good effects. Oh, he's over there. All right. There's a smoke plume. Was it a tank? What was it? He's right. There he is. So it's a Humvee with a. Oh no, it was like a little Toyota with a machine gun on the back. Yep. Oh, check it out, guys. We lost our right screen, and we have bullet holes in our windows. Okay, we took heavy damage. Uh-oh. Hold on. What does that say? Electrical failure, airframe damage. Okay, so we only have the one screen, so we'll use this screen to find our next target. Let's go to FCR. Alright, so FCR is still working. That's good. It's off our left side, so let's not take any more damage. We cannot afford to take any more damage. I think.
Under 1-1, Guardian actual, target locked, cleared hot.
Alright, target is locked, cleared hot. Our cavalry 1-1. Rifle.
Missiles low.
Missile away. Alright, let's see if we can see the kill. Did we hit him? Target neutralized on the other side of the hill. Nice. Shack. Man, these guys are well hidden in these mountains. Yeah, I definitely have some issue with my aircraft. This damage is definitely affecting us, for sure. And we are Winchester Hellfire. So we'll go ahead and switch to the gun, which is actually, honestly, kind of my favorite weapon on the Apache. Both in DCS and now in Microsoft Flight Sim, because you're going to see why. Make sure you have your sound turned up for this one. FCR, our target is to the left here, and we'll switch back to the flight mode. Air Cavalry 1-1 running it. And right, guns. All right, go. Flare. I think we have flares.
Airframe, critical damage.
Oh no. Oh no. I think we might have to land here, guys. Airframe critical damage. Critical engine 2 failure. Engine 2 is out. We gotta put it down somewhere safe. Somewhere flat. I see. Can we get over there? Let's see. I don't want to be too close to the enemy. I do see a dry lake bed right on our left side. Let's see if we can get over there. That should be a nice flat surface to land on. So far, the aircraft is actually handling okay. Let's go to our aircraft page to check out our engine. Yep, we did indeed lose our right engine. So 0% NG, and the torque is at 0 as well. Surprisingly, the aircraft is handling really well with one engine, but we'll see. Right now, we're in forward flight. We're kind of not using a lot of power. Let's see if we can land this thing successfully with one engine. It's gonna be tricky, but we're gonna try to do it. Man, did not think this was gonna get this intense, I'm not gonna lie. For Microsoft Flight Sim. And I don't think we even killed the guy. I think the guns were really not that effective on that target. So we probably should have used the rockets on him. I'm gonna land right in here.
Altitude low.
On this sandy patch. Alright, here we go, here we go. Coming in for a emergency landing, Air Cavalry 11. Oh, sorry, Hunter 11. Our new call sign. Alright, we got this. I'll be honest, it doesn't seem to feel like it handles any different with one engine versus it did with two engines. So I don't know how they're doing that simulation, but it doesn't really feel like I'm flying with one engine. I feel like I'm flying with two still. Alright, here we go. We're at about 35. Let's get it slowed down. Power, 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 power. And not bad. We're down. Got the dust effects around that helicopter. Check that out. That looks amazing. I'm not gonna lie. That looks amazing. Look at all the bullet holes. Now that we're on the ground safely, one other feature that I've not been able to figure out how to work is that you can actually spawn in a FARP, like a repair station, on the ground anywhere. And you're supposed to be able to find it on the FCR page as well, I believe, where the missions are made, but it's not working for me right now. So I'm not sure if it's actually applied in this version that I have for pre-release, but hopefully it's working on release. So we're definitely shot up, but the Apache is a strong bird, and thankfully we still have one good engine running. We're still alive, and she kept us in the air as long as needed. So we can either wait here and get search and rescue, or we can fly back to Nellis Air Force Base. In all honesty, I mean, on one engine, I wouldn't want to fly all the way back to Nellis Air Force Base, but they don't really seem to punish you too much for having one engine in this aircraft, so it still feels like you're flying with, you know, two engines. I will leave you here. I don't know how much they're planning to charge for this as of the time of this recording, but I do know if you buy this aircraft or helicopter from the I Build store, you get all the weapon systems and working rockets and guns and things like that. But if you buy it from the Microsoft store, most likely all of that will be disabled. So keep that in mind before you buy the Apache for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. But anyways, guys, this was fun. I'm gonna head back to Nellis Air Force Base and see if we can get this thing repaired. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, you have three choices: give up, keep, and give it all you got. Peace, love, and God bless you. I'll see you guys next time, next video.